Hi, welcome back to Aethus. Last time we were getting some items. We rebuilt the base a little bit. We also made a sleeping habitat, which is, it's night now, so I'm actually going to sleep. To show you the buff that you get. So here you get a 10-minute buff instead of a 4-minute buff, which is consumables is 20% more effective. So if you eat something, you get more from it, and so on. You also get a nice buff that you sprint 15% faster than normal, which isn't timed wise. So if you do, and when you sleep there now, you will get the speed boost all the time. I was talking about last time to maybe make a storage here, but I need to maybe take care of that. I don't have a blue one, so I can't do that right now. I do have a purple one, but I prefer to use those. The purple ones are on these big ones, so I don't want to waste the purple one on the blue one. So let's clear this one out. At least I have a building area done for. We just can start building. And later on I will just, we will also go down into the cave and see if we can get to the gold area a little bit more. Because we need the gold area to progress to get some more gold. We will also see what we need to get the gold automated. There we go. So let's see if what happens. Does it fit in there? So you have these entries on this one. There's 4 ways, and you can switch where you snap it towards by pressing V, and then you get a snap point like that. So it should fit there, to be honest. So I think I'm gonna build this this base a little bit different. So let's do that. Take that apart, and V again to change where we are snapping from. Yeah, it fits. Nice. Let's have that there. I will then make a window for now, and we will have to make a window on this side because that's make it airtight. I think that's a green one, so can't do anything. And then we need a window here. So platform and let's make that a door. Structure, door, platform, so we can get out of this area. So this is the storage habitat. I didn't buy those other storages that I needed. I don't think we have cash for it right now, so let's gather some cash together. I mean, also we could actually fill I haven't really liked these ones because they are a bit janky on how they are placed, but they can be placed rather well on each other, like because of the snapping that they have done now. They go rather well to build. Also these that we have in here now doesn't get it doesn't get you can have 3 in top of each other instead of 2, so they also get a buff, a little bit of buff there. So I think we're gonna do this like I found something weird with this, that when you are moving them about, it becomes a bit weird if they are standing too close where you want to place it. It really kind of want to just place them on top instead. So let's see how we have that one there. Okay, so move, and we want to there. So this is the thing that why I don't prefer these barrels. But when they were over here, you can see they were 75 and now they are 93.75 in here instead, which means you can toss in more items in the same one. So let's grab them over here. So we have some more storage here. And seems to be something buggy with these. Might be because of the older versions. They were placed before they made the snapping. It shouldn't be colliding with any instructions though. Okay, let's just skip that then. Just have those. I'm gonna remake this anyway with the big cargoes, because they are just so much more nicer to have, because you can fill them with so much more. So let's toss in that. Let's see if we can buy those now. I don't think we have the money for it though, but let's see. No. So let's get some cash together. Maybe we can't sell. I think you just get that one. There we go. So this is the ones that I prefer in this building, just because you can snug them pretty well together here. Like that. And then you can just make pretty high. But you can also make so much easier this this entire row like that. So you will actually look like you are coming into a big nice warehouse. So let's see, let's go to that. Okay, so we used everything there. Nice. There we go. Toss in that, gold there. There we go, and I would just make oxide and that there. So what I did on the other base that I had 2 rows of these. So 1 row there, 1 row here, and then I had all the ingots in 1 row, and then I had all the other ones in another row here. So let's see how this goes. The same with these are also being able, you can stack them rather high right now, but it's just nicer to, when you have them in there, that they can contain more items, but you can also make more of them. You might move them in as well. But I used to have another system to have those, just because of the how they are being placed, and it feels a little bit more like a small items container. Yeah. So what I used to do is kind of like this, because you have your months, then you want to have them in a certain order. So that one should also be over here now, because you need more storage for those. Explosives. That also is a building material, so let's pop that. Together with those. Nope. There. Here we have building materials, so we can start with those. And mining I usually placed on the top. And these I prefer to have in another area, but right now we place them in the top, so we see that it's green there. So you can see different colors on them, and it depends on how full they are. So green, they are very little full. Yellow is half full, and then red, then they are entirely full. You can't place more in them. So it also a little bit helpful to see fast how much you've been using here. There we go, and But anyway, go down to the area below, which is this way. So we built this ramp last time, and it's a really useful one because you get down to the inner core directly, and you don't use any of the oxygen out here. What you do use is the buffs if you buff up early or so on, but it's kind of nice to have that you get to the inner part of the area directly, so you have these you get the deep ore directly instead of getting a bunch of the ores that you for now don't need. You get quite a lot of them anyway from the stone that you always get from all the crafting or all the nodes down here. So you will always get stone, and stone then process into regular, and then you will get the building blocks. But if you need the building blocks itself, mostly, I would just go back to the starting area and then start clearing from there. Some stuff to sell. There we go, that's a 90 degrees walkways I was talking about, the hallways before. So let's see, here we have another base. And
need some fresh air, Sin.
there we go, and once again, if we want to read through this in your paints, I will just leave it up for some seconds and so on, then you can just pause the video and read it for yourself. So this one is the gold mining, and we need tank drill bit and a Mark 1 flying drill. So right now we just need to gather some more gold and make some more food and so on. And we also need to gather the crystals, so that's why I'm not taking everything here. I'm trying to just find gold ore and or the green, red veins like this one here. There. They have a higher chance to gather some of the crystals. There we go, some more sugar plants. And now we're starting to get full here again. We're just gonna fill up on the way out a little bit with ordinary stuff to get some more items. And
your air supply is running
then
out.
we're gonna run out. I don't know if this is in the recording, but my microphone kind of is singing on its last verse. So sometimes the sound might get from me a bit less damped or something like it goes down in volume. I don't know if it does that in the recordings. I haven't checked that yet. But if it does, it's just for the microphone is on the verge of dying. So I'm looking for a replacement. I just need a little bit more cash to be able to to buy that new microphone. So but anyway, let's see here. Toss in some things here. Then we also picked up a bunch of crafting. Nope, nothing more there to craft. But we did find a nice... Let's go eat, by the way. Sell some on the market here. And these are just supplies that you find that you can just sell them on the market, because it's nothing that you need to use at all. It's just to give you some extra cash during your walk around and find stuff. It's a nice thing to have with you. faster for Roland to actually get your energy back, so you can fire another burst of energy faster. Can help you to mine some of the bigger nodes before you even have the capacity to do it with a full load. But the energy burst that you're building up is taking a little bit longer to apply sometimes. So it's perfectly for just keep shooting to upgrade it even further and get a big boom in the end. Okay, get some more. What is it that we need? Gain access to the meteor crater facility. We need 10 eggs and locate cold locked crater. Alright. So let's see if we can't... We can go down to the crater right now. But there's not that much egg up there. So I will actually go down the other way. Which is this way. And it's afternoon, so it's... Sorry about that. So let's go this way and see if we can find some more eggs so we can get that first delivery quest done. It's not every place of those these that contains the real. Look at each of them. Maybe there's a rumble, quake. You really need to come back if you want to find the eggs. Some of you might be lucky, like I used some of my eggs in the beginning, which was a bad thing because that means I now have to gather more of them because I was looking into if it was a food or something. But if you are saving them in Also remember this this here that tells you some stuff. Purple is then you can find some things as well. So we need to go down here at some point to get to the drill down there. We want that to be gone. I do want that to to be unlocked just because we don't need to run and farm so much now. But it's also, it is a game that is with farming. You really need to farm a bit in the beginning here to be able to continue with some items. Gives you 20 stamina, but also 15 hydration, but it doesn't give you any nutrition. But also you get a sugar rush for 10 minutes, which is giving you a speed boost. That's kind of useful as well when you're running down some blow and trying to figure out stuff. Very nice thing to have to run around. Pop one. Then you see 10 minutes here, movement speed 10%. Really helpful when you're looking for stuff and want to get to places. So it's also very nice to upgrade your movement speed from the upgrades area, and then just continue with upgrading everything as much as possible. Let's go down here. We need the mushrooms, and we need also the eggs. There are more, should be more down here, I think. If we had a battery, we could have gotten that oxygen gun online, but we don't have
watch your
that, so
oxygen levels.
need to run back up here. We can find some more eggs around here instead. blueprint for the electronics. There, nice. We have a meter at drill bit. Now we can actually place that in.
Air supply is running out.
So let's go back to the base and leave that one in. I think it's 11 eggs, not fine. Hop back into another part. Go down to the meteor button base and so on, because then we can continue it. Up in here, get up a little bit more. Should be enough. So we can look into if we can make a battery. I can show that over there. We did also have that other drill bit, so we can actually go back and put that into one of the machines, so we can actually just pop down there and toss in get some resources by just running down there and get the items. Let's do that as well.
This call will be recorded.
Maybe! Good job on those eggs! You check them for cracks and things, right? Just kidding, you're a pro. That's your payment gone through. Mr. Lambchick will be very happy with his new pets. Oh, I do hope they survive. Some, anyway. Ciao for now, Maeve. I feel a bit like I've just sent those baby creatures to their death.
Oh, no, they sound like they're going to take great care of them. Just focus on the credits.
Okay. And then we need to have meteor frames. So we need to have these. Let's make 2 batteries. Can't remember 100% what. How many do we need? We had one of these, and I think we need 2 total. Make one more of those. How many of those do we have? We have 6. Like you see directly over the image, you see how many you currently have in your outpost. But it doesn't count the inventory in the benches. It only counts in your storage that you have. We need to buy these to be able to make them, but we can't make them yet anyway, just because they need meteorite, which we haven't unlocked yet. Some of those, and just to build up a little bit more storage of what we have. Let's see, did we have, so we could, yeah, we could make one of those.
Cargo-based systems are coming online.
Ace. Any cargo drones we set up in the caverns will bring stuff here automatically.
Don't You worry, Maeve. Any of them start kicking off, and I'll have a stern word.
Okay.
That's not something we actually need to worry about, right?
I'm going to leave that one unanswered, just for fun.
It's a little shitty little drone, being a pain in the ass sometimes on its how he talks to Maeve. I find it hilarious that they have done that. That they are. He's a little bit of a brat. But let's see. We need that, and we also need to start look into if we can buy some stuff. But I will actually go and unlock that pattern. Oh, I already unlocked it. Okay. So then we don't need to unlock that. We need to unlock this one though. Let's see for upgrades. Do we have anything? Movement speed for... yeah, I think that's the one I should go for now. These one are rather well as well to get the strength of them. They sometimes struggle to get through the rubble when you are dropping stuff, so it can be really nice to have. This is a nice one as well to have to get you a bigger lighting area. But I think I will go for this one right now, just because we really need to, that movement speed buff. So let's see. Is there anything we can... so we need these, which needs meteorite bars, but we haven't unlocked those yet because we need to get down to that other place that we are actually going for right now. Let's make some of that. Can just leave that crafting, and then we can... we need to start making these. That's why I'm working towards that. So I will get that other drill bit, because I can't remember if it was a blue one or green one that we needed on the second part. So let's get that with us as well. So we go this way. Oh right, I don't have an exit that way. Okay, so let's go this way. So I will go down the first elevator, and then we check on what drill bit we needed on that first machine there. But I don't think I'm gonna pop in... yeah, maybe we do pop in some items there. Just because they get that drilling and get that getting us more items that we can later on just toss to our machine. It will stop when its inventory is full, but it's only 20 now. Okay, so it needed a blue one, and we get silica and kyanite from it. I will say that we don't need that right now, so I will pop down to this one instead. Just because it gives us the next step of items. The one we should focus on 100% is the gold ore, but I think this one gives us the one that is also a very nice one to have, which is the yeah, it gives us this blue oxalite instead, which is in... then when it uses this one, it becomes a ingot, but also a oxalite, which we gonna need later on anyway. So I'm gonna pop that one in there, which you do there, and get that one drilling. once again, if you want to read those, just pause the video and read it in your own pace. But don't panic about that you didn't have time to read it or so on. Just take your time and read it and when pausing it. So don't need that. Interior door, interior wall, nice. And then we have Jenkins, another one, good. So here we have the ones that gives you the
Running low on air.
the other items there. So always good that you make a little check on if you're attacking these. So it doesn't, that you don't have a lot of items underneath the water that you can't, that you didn't pick up. I don't know why it happens, but it's, yeah. So at least you can get them back. You can also run over them if you want them, but you do take damage in this acid water, so preferably you would not do that. So we have one other machine now running on the mining, so let's continue. What you did need, we need a meteorite on the blue mining. So we still need this this green one here. It's no problem, because you need the green ones to be able to make a blue one later on. So always okay with that. So let's pop in here. And welcome to the
crater facility.
meteor. Right, there we have one of the...
activity.
Roger that. Let's see if we can get inside.
There we got one of the drones
Some more air
done.
soon.
So down here is where you get these meteorites nodes, but right now we don't have time for it, so we're just gonna get some air and get a little bit of it. So this is shouldn't be able to with this one. So a normal one, so you can just continue shooting like this when you get a charge, and that will give you the extra little boost that you need to actually farm this, because I think you would want to have level 3 or more to be able to actually farm this really good. So but we can get some of these, And here we need the tangrite. Yes, you need the bigger ones. But all the machines down here, you need Mark 1 items. So let's see around here. See if we can get some more of these meteorites. So just remember to keep clicking when you get another charge, and just you hear that orb just going up and up and up. So even if you're running out of power, Roland should have enough energy to keep going by just shooting another one and another one, because it still buffs the beam, but it doesn't. You have to stop firing overall if you don't if you want it to start going back down instead. So it's a good way for you to get some of the harder ones in the beginning. It works with some of the items when you have after you've had the first upgrade from Roland. These ones, which is the second tier of nodes that you can find, I think you don't think you can crack them with the first node that you have, but if you have the second upgrade, the first upgrade that you can buy, then you will be able to have it. So now I'm gonna chuck a carpet drone into this one, and then this is gonna be sent home to one of the nodes that we have at the base instead. And it takes 3 minutes for each passing, so every 3 minutes it will dig up some items, and then it will also toss it away to the base. You will see a little pop-up at where you get the information down here on the left side of the screen that tells you that you have cargo that has been delivered to your base, which is a really nice way to telling you that the drone is working and that you have gotten the items that you need. Oh, see if I can eat something then too. I really want small items here. No. There we go. So let's go up and can check on the progress there. And now also when we have some meteorite, we can see how much we need to be able to make the drones. So we can actually pop in a drone in every machine, which is 5. So we need four drones to be able to continue with that, which is gonna help tremendously by just not having to mine as much. But you will always be mining as much as possible.
This call will be recorded.
Hey, Maeve, got a big new contract for you. You've seen that giant meteorite crater in your claim, right?
Yeah. What about it?
Well, we're having a hard time getting readings from around that area.
You are?
Nothing to worry about. Our boffins think it's something to do with the makeup of the meteorite remains. I don't know. It's all over my head.
Oh, okay. And I guess you need samples.
Spot on! You are a clever one. I always said that. So, we need a selection of material from the crater to run some tests. If you can bring us that, then we'll make sure you're compensated above market.
Righto. Can do.
Great. We'll be awaiting your delivery, Maeve. Chop chop.
So this is the way you can do.
I thought Trudy was going to say something about the crater facility we found.
Like what? This is your claim. Does it matter?
Roland, you're not that naive. Ark would swoop in and shut the place down in an instant while they investigated.
Okay, well, we won't tell them. Don't worry, their tests won't show anything about the facility.
I sure hope not. This could all be over before it really begins.
So what I was doing there, I'll go back and look at it and explain a little bit more. I will just finish some of the drop-off points. We can also do this. You can see if this one is actually... No, you see his head pops through. This shelf is not a good one for this one, so we need to buy the other one. Just make that instead. So, there we go. What I was doing over here is, these are the things that you have to get the items to you. You kind of want to have multiple of them, but you don't want... this is filtering, so you place an item into the area if you want to filter it, and then you can just click the item that pops up, so you can see this one. There is nothing that breaks that, I think, but I usually want to have one that is just nothing on it. Oh right, it's not gonna work this. Just because of this, we don't have the power right now to do that. So we're just gonna have them empty right now. But you can later on just filter them and just say that all the... I was usually filtering them on the ranking of them, and some are maybe someone is filtering in a different way. I'm filtering on depending on what color they are, and going for from that. So there's many different ways that you can do it in. I just find that one is the easiest way to do it in. Because you have to manually go there and empty them. So that means it's easier for you to just know where the things are. If you have set them up before, that is a specific way. Later on, I will... Well, we can actually make that one now, to be honest. Just because I want 2 different stone crushers. Just because you can get so much stone, so they would take ages for them to craft. So I usually just prefer to disable one. So this one will only take care of the low grade, and then we make disable on the other one, and this one will only take care of this big one. Like that, but we can also set it to no, we're gonna keep it on that, just because it's when you have so much in here, it takes time, and sometimes you just want a certain item done fast. So that means you oh right, power again.
Wow, Roland, this bar is seriously heavy.
Aye, but it's also incredibly strong. You can use it for all sorts of things.
Kind of amazing to think how this chunk of metal could have been floating out in the darkness for eons.
Oh, what a fate to have crashed into this dust bowl and get scooped up by you, of all people.
There we go. Oh. I'm gonna fix that directly because I want those in a different place. You're gonna have a ton of these later on anyway, so it's preferred to have them in a gathered area. So let's see, they want us to share with these meteorites. So I'm gonna wait with that a little bit, just because we're actually gonna need them ourselves a lot in the end here. Same again, this is just an item to sell, so you can get some more cash out. So let's sell that. And black diamond from the meteorites. Getting some nice money there. But I'm just gonna leave that because we need it for later to make money. One of these. Let's make it, because we're gonna need it. Let's make more of those. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more of those. So let's go down and just make one full run of only getting those. So we can start making some drones. I thought we needed these to in the beginning, but apparently they don't need that because right now, but we're gonna need them later on. So I will pop them. I don't have a chest that actually is just making items. What I will do though is go. There we go. We need some more power as well, so okay, let's make one then. See if we can get that in there again. That's 2 more power, so let's use that on this one. To get that one done, and then we need another 2 for that one. Let's see if we can. Maybe we can buy that other power node because we're gonna need the power. We already buy that? Yeah, we do. Okay, so we need more of those. Okay. One now. 5 of those. A little bit better powered node-wise than those. Later on I might just take away all these and make these for every one of those. But right now it's not needed, so now we can start this one as well. So let's go down to and get a lot more meteorites so we can start making the drones that we need. I'm gonna skip everything here just because we need only the meteorites. And once again, if my sound is just popping down and up and down again for just me, it is my mic that is it is rather old as well, and it isn't the most expensive mic either. It's, I think it is like 30 euros, maybe 25 even, that I bought a while ago that I needed for something else, and it's just been through for a long time, but it's just for some reason a while back now it just started to sometimes getting that it drops the sound that is taking in, like it's oh, how to explain it? Maybe this as a sensitivity or something, that it just drops it. It just doesn't take in the sound again for some reason.
Maeve, watch your oxygen levels.
Now when we can't farm here, we just pop around this building and get the meteorites. I tend to take everything.
I'm not reading any heat signatures within this facility.
Where is everyone? You don't just abandon a facility like this. A standard hab, sure, but this...
Have a look around while I attempt to access the facility's databanks.
when you're looting through these areas, don't forget that some are also going for the computers, like this one in the middle. They are also something that you need to use in
Looks
many
like this
places.
place is locked down. This door won't open.
Check that console and the work pad on the desk. Maybe they will shed some light.
Oh, nice. This is the code that we needed for the cargo at the first base up there. So 7878 is what we need for that one.
Looks like a storage facility. Strangely left so much behind.
The records call it Facility Delta.
Beta on the cliff top and now Delta. Any mention of Kappa?
Continuing to check the records.
Large crate, nice. It's kind of weird that there's an entire building here, but I still haven't found a way to get into it. Don't know if there is. There is. It's a bit. Oh, show items. So here we have these coins, but we haven't found this one that we need here. But still have some space. Just need to eat up some of it. Get some more.
Okay, so
Right.
Delta is the first of several stations for something called the Scarpa Climber. It appears to be an elevator.
An elevator? To where?
The schematics show that it descends several miles into the crust of the planet to 2 more stations like this.
What the hell have we stumbled on here, Roland?
I would suggest that perhaps this claim was not as abandoned as it was made out to be by Ark or your granddad.
Aye, you don't say. Let's find the guy that work pad was talking about and get some answers.
So there is a door here, but I haven't gotten that either to work, so it's a bit weird that you can't get into that house. Yeah, and I've been playing quite a lot on the other save, quite a bit far down now. It's kind of know some of the secrets around here.
Hello? Are you okay?
Maeve, I'm not reading any vital signs from those suits.
They're dead. Surely someone would have recovered them.
If there was anyone left to do so.
Something happened just as Shin found Jackson.
Something that apparently killed them both. Yes. Are we in danger here, Maeve?
I don't know.
I am not comforted.
A key card.
This will allow us to release the lockdown within the facility.
Ugh, I feel a bit sick after rummaging through that guy's pockets.
You must try to avoid vomiting. Doing so in your suit could lead to asphyxiation.
Always so reassuring, Roland.
Well, he is not wrong, so... So, don't have much more space. I will just go for these pickups instead. And then we will head back to base. I will actually go out this way instead. It is a little bit faster to get down to this place to go in this area. So let's go out this way and go in this way later on. So as I said, the goal now is to get the drones ready so we don't need to go and farm so much.
Okay, Roland. We did just find a giant facility down in the caverns, right? I wasn't hallucinating that.
No, it was real.
So, what does this mean? Are there still people here? Are they gonna come and take what we've built, take my claim? Should we tell Ark?
Stay calm, Maeve. We don't know anything for sure yet. Let's find some answers before we do anything rash.
Okay, I'm just a bit freaked out.
It'll be alright. One step at a time. You've got this.
There we go. Yeah, they can wait a little bit. There we go, so go in here.
If I claim to be a machine god again, are you going to let me enjoy it this time?
I think that joke only really works the once, pal.
Noted. Regardless, we should be able to cut through the nodes in that meteorite crater like butter now.
So, one good tip for you guys is to only buy what you actually need. These oxygen domes, Mach 2, is actually really good. They fill you up to top directly when you are above 200 in oxygen. So when you have these, they are really good to have, but you will need oxide and these one a ton in the end, so that's why I'm not going for them. And I'm saving them just for the very last emergency when we actually go into need them later on. If we are being like running out of air and just we don't have any other choice. So you want to keep them hidden, keep them safe, basically, to quote a good movie. So let's see here. We have some there. There we go. We can now make some of those, I think. one more of those. Also, you have these glow sticks. I literally never use them whatsoever when I've been playing them. I maybe tossed one to see how they work. I can go out and toss one just to see and to show you guys how they look and work. But it's basically nothing that I've been using whatsoever that much of. So down to 8, and we have that drill. So I will actually, I should actually make a way, a T part here, and make the housing habitat there, and then have a walkway out that way instead, so we can get around. Yeah. Let's make that. So we need a T-piece. Don't know if that's gonna be too close, but let's see. This is one thing that is a little bit weird, because you can't snap that one there, no, because there doesn't have a door. So what you have to do is you have to build the door there. And then you can snap it. But that creates a little bit of a weird one, because that's a double door now. So I don't know why we need that. So if there is a door on the habitat that you're actually gonna build, why would you need a door on this one? It feels a bit weird, but might just be a faulty or random coding mistake that they have made, or that it's just not possible to make it. But I just feel it's a bit weird why you would need 2 doors into this habitat when it actually is a Loctite door built into that one. But as I said, there's many things in this game that I would not even care about to complain about, because it's not even worth to complain about it. It's just some stuff like these that is just why is it that way? But yeah. See. So up in here we have that row now, so let's use it. And it's already full, so let's pop those out so it begins drilling again, and pop that going. I will need to make more of those building and the small little storages that the drones are going towards. But yeah, that's for a later problem, because right now we have 2 of them. They hold 60 a pop, and the towers themselves are holding 20, so it's really not needed in it. But what we can do now is we can pop in those 2, and you click the filter on down here that you want to filter. So not only stone will appear in this one, but in this one everything else will pop into that one. But I usually have 4 to 5 different ones to have one for green quality, one for blue quality, one for purple quality, and then white one is one. But if there is something that I have forgotten to filter, it will go into one of the ones that doesn't have a filter at all. It can be very easily to oversee that, which is why I'm doing that way. So I always have one that is empty to be able to always use it. There we go, maybe we can make at least one more. We have, yeah, we have, so we can make one more there. There we go. Just checking here, so we don't. There's nothing that we have that we can't that we can use. These two we should be able to build. This one I have never used, but it's a good one. Oh, I did use it, by the way. You toss in anything that you need, and it breaks it down from the building blocks of that item. So if there is that you get, that you find items that you prefer that you don't need anymore, like you get those drill heads and so on. You do need the drill heads to make the blue ones, but later on when you don't need them, you can just pop them in there and get the materials back. This one is to customize your character, which we have been picking some colors during the run. So that's also a nice thing to keep on holding on. But now we have some more of these, so we'll actually move these now, so I will pop one there. Because you have to go and empty these out, I prefer to have them lined up in a nice fashion. So now we can use those, because they only use 1 power and we had 2 power, so that's why I was building those, so we now have more storage. Now when we are out in the world and looking around and trying to farm stuff, we always have 2 machines now that comes with ore to us directly. So the plan now is to build more of these and gather some more resources, so we can actually don't have to worry about gathering all the time some of them, so we can just go and empty these and just toss them in and get the resources all the time. But you still will need to go out and farm, because it's gonna be needed. You want to have a lot of resources, but as you can see, this is a little base coming about here now, and it can become a lot bigger with the area that you have here. which is a really fun part of this game, that you can build a really nice area. I mean, I have been playing two separate saves. This save is already looking totally different from my other one, because then I used this one as a hub here instead, which I might be able to do later on. I'll just move it over and have the furnace room here on this part. Go into build mode so you can see. Then we had my furnaces and so on in this area, and over here I had a building for plants, and then I had the crafting hub going out this way, so when I craft items, use less materials in these crafting tables. So I mean, I might build kind of similar, because I did like that setup to have everything very close by. I also had these hubs just outside of this the area here, so all I had to do was pop in, get that into the mining facility, and just started to toss that in. I might look into doing that in another way, but yeah, maybe. Let's see. So I'm gonna call it here now, folks, and see you in the next episode. If you like this episode, don't forget to leave a like and to subscribe to me. Also leave a comment below. It's always fun to see what your thoughts about the episode is, and so on. And yeah, see you in the next episode, everyone. Take care. Bye.